This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Well, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone out there. Another day goes by, another TV reboot promoting, you guessed it, witchcraft and witches, right? These people who claim to be worshipers of nature. They claim that they're outside chasing down grasshoppers, bowing down to leaves, I guess rolling around in leaves, right? Being one with nature. Just another show about magic and witchcraft, right? Just covered American Horror Story, Apocalypse, with the witches, the rise of the witch is the theme after the apocalypse. Just covered the TV show Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, coming back as Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, where she's having a dinner party with the Baphomet in the trailer, where there's people sitting there and the Baphomet's at the head of the table with the birthday cake in front of his face. I mean, if the Baphomet's going to be coming to my birthday party anytime, he'll be used as a human piñata. We'll quickly piñata his rear end, and then, of course, we'll set him ablaze. Stomp him out real quick. But nonetheless, now we're seeing Bewitched rebooted. And it's not the first time they've rebooted Bewitched. They made a movie with Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman, one of the worst movies of all time, right? They rebooted it. Why? Why did they make the movie, which was such a flop? Well, because it was such a great idea, right, to make it a movie. And after the movie bombs, why not remake it into a TV show? Just like they're rebooting the movie The Witches, or Witches. Just like they're rebooting Charmed and Sabrina all at the same time. But nah, they're not trying to force feed witches down everybody's throat. They're not trying to make all these witch characters protagonists, because remember, 150 years ago, witches were being hung on trees. Witches were never the good guy, right? If you found out somebody was a witch, you knew that they were practicing magic. You knew there was something involved with children and using children, because remember, that's what witches and Satanists do. The blood of the young, right? Vampires, witches. Oh, is that just a common theme they all have, but it's a coincidence? Right. I was born yesterday. I totally forgot, right? Now we're getting ABC, a mainstream network. This isn't going on Sci-Fi, folks. ABC, one of the biggest networks, or if not the biggest and most popular network on TV. It's the channel that has American Idol, The Bachelor, Dancing with the Stars. Now we'll have Bewitched. ABC's given a pilot production commitment to the reboot of Bewitched. The project hails from ABC Studios and Sony. It's in the works prior to this guy Kenya Barris's departure this summer from ABC Studios, where he had been under an overall deal earlier this month. Barris signed a 3-year agreement with an option for 2 more additional years at Netflix worth $100 million. Barris will write and produce the project, currently a co-producer on the ABC series Blackish, a half-hour single camera comedy. The new Bewitched will be reimagined as a story featuring a biracial couple. Now, that doesn't matter at all, right? No, it doesn't. But they're making the story. This just shows you the irony of the world we live in. The complaints about the Bewitched reboot, right, isn't the fact that they're glorifying witches. This isn't the fact that, people, oh boy, yeah, you're putting witches out there. It isn't the fact that, oh, should we have Bewitched when Charmed is coming back and Sabrina the Witch and witches and all this stuff? Should we really, it seems like there's a lot of witch stuff. Maybe nobody will like it. No, what they do is they continue to push one of their agendas, the race war, right? So they have an interracial couple and people are going, but that's not like the original show. Who cares? Well, these people seem to, right? So they can have a racial debate about interracial couples, pretending like it's some taboo theme, right? Trying to get everyone out there all riled up still with racial tension by saying, can you believe that they're doing that? And white people are in an uproar that it's an interracial. Who cares? I mean, really? How about the fact that you continue to push witches down our throats? Oh, right, but they're not real, right? Witches don't matter. They're not real. They don't exist. They're just showing it to us every single day, around the clock. So ABC is putting hundreds of millions of dollars into this reboot. And if you're not familiar, there's a 60s show, I believe it was in the 60s, the original Bewitched. And what it is it's just a comedy show where the wife of a guy, a guy who's just a blue-collar guy, happens to be a witch. He didn't realize he married a witch, and she does witchcraft on people, but it's funny. It's supposed to be funny, right? Oh, like you saw in the pictures about, oh, his ears are big. Oh, huh? And what this does is it desensitizes people to witchcraft and magic, okay? Obviously, the audience watching it doesn't believe it's real anyway, but when nobody notices this is going on. That's why I constantly will do these videos showing you that this is coming out, this is coming out, this is coming out, because your brain doesn't pick up on all this stuff the way that you would think it would. Right? You could see all this magic and witchcraft, but it's getting processed and stored away in your mind. You're being desensitized to it. But when you see the repetition, like I'm showing you every day, more and more shows featuring witches, making the witch the good guy character, right? Because remember, their whole plan since the witch trials, the witch hunts, okay, they didn't just go, hey, we're going to stop practicing witchcraft because people are hanging us on trees. Okay? They said, we have to come up with something else. And then we let Satanists come into power after World War II. We all know how. We all know the involvement of Bagelville and the Bagel Biters and their involvement in this stuff because that's what they practice, right? That's what they practice in their books. Mysticism, magic, okay? And what they did through mind control is they told everybody out there that witchcraft and all this stuff wasn't real. All the stories you read about witch trials in the past and stuff, they tell you that it was a Christian witch hunt, right? They use the term witch hunt as a trigger word to make people roll their eyes. They use it with Trump all the time. And then they tell you witches aren't real and none of that stuff ever happened. Every character in every cartoon from Disney, almost every single TV show, and every show possible uses the word magic, talking about it as if it's some magical moment, like it means something really good when someone goes, do you see the magic? Right? And nobody's picked up on it at all. And they've inverted this whole thing. So now witches are perceived as good. Okay? If we brought people back in a time machine from 200 years ago and they saw what was going on, they'd have pitchforks. They'd be shoving them up people's rear ends. Witches, particularly, and Satanists. They wouldn't be sitting back and lying. But we've given all our rights to the government. We've given all our freedoms away. We've given all our privacy away. Right? And this is the stuff that they're monitoring. People are like, oh, I don't care. Or no, what are they going to monitor and stuff like that? They don't want the gig to be up. They're keeping an eye on this stuff. They're not caring, they pretend like, oh, we're monitoring people because somebody might make a bomb in their house or someone might do this. They're monitoring people's, tendencies and how much people are waking up to what's going on. And they're using that stuff to control how they manipulate the public out there. So if they think, oh, maybe we went too far with this, we got to pull back because they test the waters. They don't want the mind control to break. Especially when they see channels like this and they realize that we're noticing the repetition. And then by pointing out the repetition, other people are waking up. That scares them, okay? That scares them to death because they know that frees people from the control that they're under. Once the brain picks it up, like I said earlier, you're not going to realize all this stuff's going on. There's a lot going on in your mind. There's a lot going on in your day. But when I show you this constant repetition and this constant theme, then you can go, oh, yeah, wow, there really are a lot of shows about witches. Holy crap, the Baphomet is everywhere. Goat worship is everywhere. The word goat meaning greatest of all time now. How they use the word goat. This is all magic being done on all of us. Okay? Magic on the minds of the masses. And this isn't the first, this isn't the last. Bewitched, who knows what'll be next. You name it, it'll be back, I'm sure. Some other movie. Some other TV show that glorifies witches. But what's it going to take for people out there to go, yeah, maybe this guy is right. I mean, why are they constantly showing this if it's not real? Like nobody can come up with a new fictional character then, right? And there are all these people out there who are so artistic. Can't anybody just come up with a new type of character? Okay, here's my character. It's a guy who can transform into a tree and then he can fly. And then he could use his poop as, ammunition in his gun. I mean, you can make anything up and somebody will go, oh, that's kind of creative. Is there something so creative about a witch? You've seen it done over and over and over again, right? Nobody in Hollywood, nobody anywhere can come up with new ideas. No, because it's part of the programming. That's why you're constantly going to see witches. You're constantly going to see vampires and cannibalism. You're constantly going to see racial baiting in these movies. You're constantly going to see a gay character placed in every TV show and every film, soon to be a trans character in every TV show and every film. Because this is how they get their agendas pushed. This is how They desensitize people to what's really going on. And that's why every other movie is about demon possession, fake alien invasions. It's all the same stuff. And then the movies they remake are movies that work, are obviously they've tested and they know are MK Ultra films that work, like Wizard of Oz, and then they remake it every 20 years. Like anyone cares and anyone wants to see it. Like they can't just pop in or stream the original one. Oh, well, we got to make a new one. You know why they got to make a new one? Because they need a new audience to brainwash with this stuff, and they know it looks dated, the effects of the old ones, and they want to put more and more little widgets in there, like, people on their phone 24/7 to make it seem more like relatable to the audience and the time period. So they constantly can have everybody under mind control. So Bewitched, more garbage coming back to television, primetime ABC. What a surprise. It's unbelievable how much stuff they're getting away with right now. But point this out to people. Show them the repetition. That's how you break them free from the mind control. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.